Hello and welcome once again to our daily Africa Cup of Nations show on France 24. The second day of the round of 16 may be over, but the dreams of host nation Cameroon continue as they edged out the tiny island nation of Comoros 2-1 to advance to the quarter-final. Our sports editor Simon Harding was at the game and he joins us live now from Yaoundé. Simon, it's been a chaotic day, both on and off the field. How did the game unfold given the crisis certainly Comoros faced before kickoff?
Cameroon get the result as expected. The Comoros side decimated by COVID-19. Things were made even worse for them when they had a man sent off inside 10 minutes. Abdou getting his marching orders for a pretty horrific challenge with studs up on the heel of one of the Cameroonian players. Down a man, Comoros actually played the better football, we can say, in the first half, as Cameroon seemed already to have their heads in the quarterfinals in that tie against the Gambia, as you mentioned. Carl Toko Ekambi scored the opener after some brilliant service from captain Vincent Aboubakar, who then added the Indomitable Lions second after the interval. The Comoros Islands did pull one back through a magnificent free kick, which beat Onana in goal for Cameroon to make it 2-1. A little too late, unfortunately, as the Comoros Islands were unable to get that equalising goal, which their performance deserved. Some absolutely fantastic performances individually for the Comoros Islands, but their journey, their first journey in the Africa Cup of Nations comes to an end. A difficult one to swallow after not being able to field a professional goalkeeper. A defender had to go in goal, so a complicated one for the Comoros Islands to swallow, but they'll certainly come away from this tournament with plenty of pride.
Simon, you mentioned Comoros. Like they played such technically good football, and they scored a brilliant goal to pull it back right at the death through that beautiful free kick. But did the red card change the match? Was it merited?
The referee's there to do a job, and the referee, I have to say, got it right. The challenge did look bad. In real time, he didn't catch it. He was given the order to go check the monitor for VAR, and once you look at the replays of the challenge, then unfortunately there's only one decision. So the decision was a correct one. I think from the Comoros Islands perspective, they'll have felt really hard done by, and the immediate reaction after the red card was given after just 7 minutes was to stop the game. Staff of the Comoros Islands actually called to the players to stop playing, to come back into the changing rooms before a brief huddle, and after the huddle it was decided that they would continue. Of course, decimated by COVID, the inability to have a fit goalkeeper in goal already meant that they were starting the game as massive underdogs. They were underdogs to start with, but without a goalkeeper it was almost going to be mission impossible, and for Cameroon it was just about getting the job done. They did the bare minimum. They're into the quarterfinals, but certainly from the Indomitable Lions perspective, we expect much, much better, because if they put a performance like that against the Gambia or against some of the other bigger teams, then they might be very much heading out of the competition.
That's Simon Harding there from Yaoundé. Well, of course, a tournament which no one can seem to predict correctly got even more exciting earlier, as Gambia, making their first ever appearance at AFCON, stunned Guinea to knock them out and continue their dream run. And it was all thanks to a beautifully crafted goal by Bologna striker Moussa Barrow. Here's France 24's very own James Vasina, who was at the game, to tell us more.
Qualified for the quarter-finals. Another win for them. This after a very defensive battle against the Guinea. The Guinean side that did suffer from an absence from two of their star players, Naby Keita and Isiaga Silla. A defensive battle that Moussa Barrow in the end managed to break that deadlock and get the winning goal for his team. That wasn't without some later scares though, especially in the final minutes of the game. However, the Gambia's fantastic goalkeeper, Boubacar Gueye, managed to keep a clean sheet for his side. A win for them that means everything for the players and for the fans.
It's not luck, it's determination, it's fight, it's giving everything on the pitch, and everyone is throwing himself in front of the ball to keep the clean sheet, and I'm just happy to be part of that team.
We had some opportunities in the first half. Only the last 5 minutes, Guinea was really dangerous. And I'm very proud that we can achieve that best 8 of Africa in the first time that we are here. It's amazing.
When we were coming here, we were the underdog. Nobody paid attention to us. And we made history. From qualifying to the round of 16. In fact, from our first match, we made history.
We are going to take the cup. Final.
So the Gambia march into the quarterfinals where they'll be facing Cameroon. A big day and a big game to come for them, but they will have a couple of days to rest as they head towards that game in Douala on Saturday.
So that's what the results show at the end of Monday night's games. Gambia looking to add to their already historic campaign, and hosts Cameroon continuing to give their home fans something to cheer. The two teams are set to meet each other in the quarterfinal on Sunday at the Douala Stadium with kickoff at 5 p.m. local time. Well, it's also time to catch our breaths after what's been an exhilarating start to the last 16 phases. And we can look ahead to another set of fixtures tomorrow that could give us some more insight as to who we can expect to go all the way. One of those teams in action is Senegal when they take on Cape Verde at the Stade Omnisport de Bafoussam. While it's safe to say the Lions of Terangu didn't exactly light up the group stage, scoring just one Sadio Mane goal from the penalty spot against Zimbabwe, after missing several key players, they'll now have the full contingent to choose from, making them, for many, favourites to lift their first ever AFCON title. Welcoming back the likes of Abdou Diallo, Kalidou Koulibaly and Chelsea goalkeeper Edouard Mendy could be pivotal. But for Captain Koulibaly, even against the much unfancied Cape Verde, it's all about remaining humble and ridding themselves of that pernicious favourites tag.
I think the favourite ticket is something you, the media, came up with. We've never said that we were favourites in this African Cup. We have ambitions and dreams, and we want to achieve our dreams. We never shouted loud and strong that we are the strongest and that we will win every match 3-0. We are aware that AFCON is a very tough competition. Many players underestimate other nations, and I won't be the first one to underestimate them. Our first goal is to pass the group stage, and we are here today. Now, if people say we are the favourites, it suits me, because we never said it.
Now, there seems to be almost a middle class of sides emerging in the tournament, and one of those less fancy teams, Malawi, emerged from Group E with strong results against Senegal and a 2-1 win over Zimbabwe. With the Flames taking on Morocco on Tuesday, Simon also managed to catch up with coach Mario Marinica about how he has gone about creating a winning mentality.
Mario, thank you very much for being with us. Your team has made history by qualifying for the knockout stages of the Africa Cup of Nations for the very first time. How proud are you?
Well, I'm extremely proud about the whole situation. I'm extremely proud of the players' achievement, the country achievement, and also that they put a lot of effort into it. The Football Association to bring me to actually, try to do as much as possible and to be as professional as possible. So I'm proud of everything. And also, for myself, it's something, a lifetime opportunity. And I think we all of us got together and we managed to achieve something fantastic. But still, hopefully, yet to come.
Well, speaking of personally, you arrived in November as technical director, head coach during the tournament, Meke Mwaze to resume his role afterwards. A lot of people would think that that's quite disruptive, and yet your team has shown real togetherness.
Yes, because you see, we had the philosophy, and it was fantastic that everyone understood that for this kind of philosophy to work, you have to pull together from very, very top to the grassroots. So we had lots of encouragement from everywhere. And the players understood, they had lots of messages from lots of parts of the country. So they understood that if we are to do something, we have to be together and we have to be a proper team and, to show a team spirit, guts and determination, which actually we did so far.
You shut out Senegal, Another African giant is next in Morocco, Hakimi, PSG, Enesiri, Sevilla. A lot of your players play locally. How do you instill in them not to have fear and to believe that a victory is possible?
Well, they say fear is just a state of mind you put yourself under. It doesn't exist fear, it shouldn't exist fear. Yeah, you may be, a bit of anxious, but fear shouldn't exist. In the end of the day, you go there to play football. It's not that true that, we are 11, they are 11. They are different. They have, the skills and the competencies. That's the reason they play what they play. But however, they started from somewhere. And that start is our start. We start from somewhere, and we hope that in time our players would match them in terms of becoming as good as them in future.
What do you feel is your team's biggest strength?
Well, we have quite a few strengths, and first of all, we are very organized, we are very determined, and we are extremely hardworking.
And finally, Coach, as you mentioned, there's been a lot of COVID all over the tournament. For you personally, you missed the first 2 games, players were missing. Everyone seems to now be back to full strength. Do you get the feeling that now this Malawi team can express itself at 100%?
I think every time they express 100%, whatever, if we have 12 players we told on the bench or more players like we have now, I think everyone was doing 100% what they could. And what they could so far, it was matching the giants that actually we faced. So, I believe that every single player I choose for a reason, that player could give me his 100%. And they did so far. So regardless if the player is coming from the bench or the player is not even in the 23-player squad, I believe that all of them, they are capable to do something fantastic. And on the day, we'll want them to do on the pitch something fantastic.
And Coach, for you personally, you were with the youth setup with Arsenal, Crystal Palace as well, to now be head of a national team in such a competition, what kind of pride and emotion is that for you, and how different are both jobs?
Well, all of them, they're jobs because they're different jobs. This is a life dream kind of job, I think every single coach strives to be at the highest stage, and this is one of the highest stage in the world. Coaches wants to be Champions League, you want to be, Europa League, World Cups, and AFCON. So obviously, I'm extremely proud. The job is completely different. You have to adapt from nurturing a young player to actually nurturing a potential talent into the national team. So also you have to see that at the club level you have more maybe peace and tranquility and long-term kind of strategy you can apply. Here is a bit more hectic, and you have to adapt, and it has to be a bit quicker and sharper.
Coach, thank you very much, and best of luck against
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's Coach Marinika giving us an absolutely fascinating insight. Now, of course, it's another extremely daunting task for Malawi because they take on a Morocco side filled to the brim, not only with confidence, but with talent. The Atlas Lions put in a comfortable display to dispatch of Ghana 1-0, Comoros 2-0, and then before playing out a somewhat strange 2-2 draw with Gabon in the group stages. They boast players such as Sevilla goalie Bono, PSG fullback Ashraf Hakimi, Angers winger Sofiane Boufal, and striker Youssef Nesriri. So they really are a formidable outfit. But as has been such a common theme throughout the tournament, coach Vahid Halihodzic has called on his team to respect their opponents tomorrow and to forget that there are a whole 101 places between the two teams in the FIFA rankings.
The Africa Cup of Nations has demonstrated that teamwork helps you win. Tomorrow we're facing an opponent whose players we aren't familiar with. And I'm learning that as a team, they're so dedicated, so competitive, so determined. They play such good football and they run like rabbits. Everyone thinks Morocco will win, but I'm not sure I would agree. Morocco will have to play really well tomorrow to have a chance of qualifying.
Well, Well, that brings us to the end of our show for this evening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back same time tomorrow from Yaoundé and Paris with a full review of those matches, Senegal versus Cape Verde and Morocco against Malawi. And then we'll be looking ahead to those final crunch last 16 fixtures between Cote d'Ivoire and Egypt, as well as Mali and Equatorial Guinea on Wednesday. Until then, stay tuned for more news on France 24.